Good morning. My name is Paul. I'm studying in my bachelor's degree computer science at this university. And before we start, I have a question for you. Raise your hand if this is your first semester at TU Berlin. Like, yeah, okay, everybody. Which doesn't mean like there are no bachelor students from TU Berlin changing to the master program. It just means no person who has already studied here will visit this introduction, because we will talk about a lot of IT infrastructure at the TU Berlin, and people who are already studying here know this already. The first week at TU Berlin is always the most stressful week for a lot of people, because you have to get familiar with a lot of new tools and rule sets, and the TU Berlin can be a little bit difficult at times to understand them fully. And the idea of this presentation is to guide you through the most difficult parts in this upcoming week. So it's a critical week right now, and then we will talk about some details in the upcoming semester, so have a better idea how to navigate your studies. We will upload these slides, so you don't have to take notes, or just like get a feel how it is, how the systems work, and you can look them up later this week anytime, and we post them on our website. Yeah, and so. Another thing about this presentation, you should be seeing this presentation as a form like of guidelines of what maybe is the best idea. But if something remains unclear, you can ask questions. The university has a lot of advisory service this week and the upcoming week to help you with your questions, and we can figure it out together. So if something remains unclear, ask after this presentation, or ask at the student advisory service, or ask at the Freitagsrunde, the student initiative here at the faculty 4, and I think we'll come to a solution. Yeah, we get each year a lot of feedback, and we're changing our presentation based on that feedback. So if you have any feedback at any time after this presentation in the upcoming week, then talk to us, and maybe we can improve this talk and this presentation something. One feedback was last year that this talk was too long, and like we explained everything in great detail. And so we split it up and have a shorter talk with a short introduction to the IT systems, and like a short overview about some critical point in the semester. And we offloaded some of the work to other events, like the campus tour, for example, which will start at 12 o'clock right before the store here. So you don't have to explain the whole campus and the university. You can see it for yourself. Okay. With that out of the way, we start with a too long didn't read part, the most important things for you for this week. So the things you need to get a good understanding about the upcoming days. And we start with two things which might affect you, like the whole semester. The first thing is the university has a little bit of a room shortage, because we are lost some buildings. Some buildings are not really usable at the moment, which means we have not enough room for all the students, and which you have, because of that, you have maybe modules at odd times. So you have like an exam at 8 in the morning or 18 o'clock in the afternoon, and like some exams at Saturday or so, because the university had not enough room to schedule all the people. And so be aware of that, and there's nothing we can do at the moment about it. Okay, the other thing is, for people who are only speaking English and no German, some of the websites are a bit finicky when it comes to translation to the English stuff. So, and some websites are the opposite way around. So some websites only work with the English things, and some only with the German things. And I will show you some examples in the presentation, but just be aware of it. And it's gotten really better the last 2 years. So it's not a huge problem anymore, but if you are at some point confused, yeah, the university tries to fix these things, but a long way to go still. Okay. we have different study regulations which are important for you to get an understanding this week. And the first is the study and examination regulations, or the Studien- und Prüfungsordnung in German, which exist for each degree program one time. So each degree program which you are studying, master degrees, has its own study regulations. And it's there are two versions of it: the Lesefassung, the short version, and the long version. And I encourage you to read the reading version or Lesefassung, because it's the easier one to read and you don't have to do a lot of backtracking. And the other one is really difficult to read, and I would not advise to do it. If you don't want to read it all, you should start with section 5. This is the section about the organization of your studies, and which explains in great detail what to do or what the university expects from you, what you do with your studies and your degree program. The other thing is, the university has one general study and examination regulations, the Allgemeine Studien- und Prüfungsordnung, or ALK-Stupo, and which one is like a big rule set for the whole university. And I advise to work through the table of contents and pick out the points which may be interesting for you. And I have like 2 sections you should focus on, which is sections 47 and 55. So after this presentation, in the upcoming days, read these sections and try to understand them. Okay, I think this is the most important slide, or the most important tools for you for this week. You need to understand 2 different websites, and they are called Moses and ISIS, and they are the teaching platforms at our university, and the platforms you are using to get a hold of the different modules where the lectures are taking place and all the information you need about your modules. And we will see shortly in a live demo how these 2 work. So yeah, Moses and ISIS, like these 2 things you need to understand this week, the important websites. And also the university has different organization systems, one of which is we are hosting an email server, and all the communication which the university is doing with you is going via email. And if you enroll into our degree programs, you are you're saying that you are following the rules of the university, and one of the rules of the university is that you have to read your emails on a regular basis, like every second day. And so, yeah. We have another websites which are for administrative work and for your study records, which are not so important this week, but will be important at the end of the semester for you. Okay. Yeah, use this week to set up your mail account. The university has a lot of guides how to set it up, and don't forward your TU address to your private email address. So just use your directly connect to the TU server. Okay, with that out of the way, I want to live demonstrate ISIS and Moses. And yeah, so like Marianne already said, you have a lot of freedom what to do, and like we don't have any like study guides, like a concrete study guide, so you have to choose everything for yourself. And I want to give an example how to set it up, like one way how to do it. So, and now I have to change the chair, I guess. 1 second. Okay, perfect. 1 second. Function. Okay. So we start at the TU Berlin main site and go to faculty 4, and we maybe change the website to English. Okay, perfect. So the next thing is we go and try to find our Studien- und Prüfungsordnung or study and regulations. So we want study regulation for a master program and, for example, computer science. Okay, and website, we are listing down here, like the study plan, the example study plan, and somewhere down here we have the Stupo, the study regulations, and the Stupo reading version, and you want the reading version. Okay. And we start by looking for section 5, organization of studies. And it's a lot of text. And like, I don't want to go over it all at now, but the Stupo is telling us that we have to choose a compulsory elective module, and also that down here at the end of the Stupo, there is like this overview, and which explains to us again, okay, we have to choose one elective area and then some other areas based off a rule set, which is described in detail up here. Okay, so we need to have one area which we want to have our main focus on. And now we are changing with this information to Moses. So again, change it to English. Okay. So here, first thing, even though we change it to English, some of the things don't change. The text down here changed to English, but this is again the Modulverzeichnis, the module description. Okay, and we're searching here for the study program again. Searching by degree program, and I want to study computer science. So that's found one degree program, and now we can click on it. And perfect. Okay. And again, like even though this website is on English, like it doesn't translate here the Studiengebiete, but we can make it work. So, and in the first week, like this week, all of the people at the university are trying to use Moses. So it's had a little bit of loading time this week, but usually it's quite fast. So the degree program computer science has 6 different like areas you can focus on and specialize in. And kind of a problem for you is right now, even if you choose one area which you really like, you have a lot of choice even in this area. So for example, in cognitive systems, you have 127 different modules you can choose from, and you have to choose until next week, because next week the lecture starts. So you have to get like really good at parsing your options and choose something. So we start with, okay, I want to do something in cognitive systems. And the first thing you can like sort by is the frequency which this module is like given. And at the moment, we are at the winter semester. So we can look at the winter semester modules and modules which take place in the winter and summer semester. But be a little bit careful. Winter and summer semester, this term right here, is overloaded. It can mean in the winter semester and summer semester, or exclusive, or in the winter semester, or exclusively in the summer semester, sometimes this way, sometimes the other way. So you have to read the description carefully, because Moses can't really say this exclusive thing. Okay, now I want to do maybe machine learning 1X, standing for extended course, which is like, okay, 12 credit points, it's a written exam at the end, it's in English, it's a winter and summer semester, and I know for a fact that it's in winter and summer. So, which is the module I want to choose. And at the start of this page, I get like a lot of information again, how much credit, this is the responsible person, and like contact information. Down here, the learning outcomes and the content, and how the workload is distributed. And I'm searching for something, and which is, a second, this key right here. It's a little bit hidden. This button right here, which is a connection to ESIS. So I have found a course and I know I want to have more information, and the more information I found on ISIS. So I click on that, and now we are changing websites. So we have two different websites for this thing. So we have one, your module transfer system, Moses, and now ISIS for more informations. And now we have here machine learning 1 again. And now it's asked me to log in. Raise your hand if you're already involved with a TU email address, like something, your name at campus. Okay, most of the people. If you're not involved already, you have your Bewerber account, and you can also log in with your Bewerber account. Okay, but I'm also involved right now, so I will use my normal login. You don't have to write your whole thing, just the handle before the add thing, and now one hand and the password. Okay. Perfect. So, and now, yeah. Okay, machine learning 1. And now we get more information already. So we can see now where is the exercise session, where is the lecture, how many credits again. And I want to point something out. In Moses, we have most of the information already. We've seen most of this information already, but Moses and ISIS are conflicting on something. For example, the responsible person and the contact information are written down here in Moses and written down here in ISIS, and there are some other people. Usually the ISIS entry is the more up-to-date one and the more correct one. So if you have any question, ask the things which are standing on ISIS. Okay. Machine Learning 1 is a course with many participants, and like it's good organized and has a lot of like things already written out. And you can use ISIS to ask your question if you're not sure about this course. And I want to point out one other course just for an example. So I search for just because I know it. Yes. So same thing. The module GPU computing, smaller course, 6 ETS point, other professor. It's a portfolio examination. We will talk about that later. And same thing, context, address, email, and down here the learning outcomes. What is the content of this course? And what all the many parts of this course are, what the workload is, and so on and so forth. And again, same thing, we go to ISIS. And course again. So, and here is something which some courses has, but not all courses have. And they have a limit on how many participants can register in this course. And to figure out which can register, you have to have like a registration part, which is most of the time hosted on ISIS, and this is hosted this week. If you are trying to get in this course next week, so on Monday, we will notify the persons which are have the right to enroll into this course. So you have to use this week right now because all of the registration for some of these courses are happening this week. So you need to pass through the courses and find some courses you like and read to the ISIS sites carefully, figure out what you want and what you don't want, and read what the people in charge want from you. For example, a registration, and some courses don't. Questions until now for this process? Like, yes. No. Oh, the question is for the Zoom meeting, are there courses which are first come, first serve? So the answer is the university has a rule set how to choose the people to register here, and which forbid first come, first serve. You will probably find some courses which are choosing first come, first serve and ignoring this rule, but usually it's forbidden. Other questions? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this enrollment part here in the ISIS course is like subscribing to a YouTube channel. You can get the information, but it's not like there is any mandatory thing for you to do. You can just check the course out and you can leave it again or do nothing else with it. So you can enroll in as many courses as you like. In this course, for example, you have to register your interest, and then even then, if you don't attend to the course, you are not obliged to attend any courses. So, yeah. Okay, other questions? Yes. Depends on the module, and it will be described in the ESIS description for this course. Some courses handle differently. In this case, I think you have to choose in the ESIS course which extension part you want. So, but it will be described in the ESIS course every time. Okay. Yes. No, you don't have to. Okay, the question was, do you have to be subscribed in ESIS course to register for exam? And the answer is no, you don't have to. So here. Come again, please. Not to say. Yeah. So the idea of ESIS course is that you get your information via ESIS. So if you want to, for example, do GPU computing and machine learning 1, you need like both enroll into both ESIS courses to get all the informations. If you enroll in more courses, it doesn't matter. You get more information you don't need. And if you don't enroll into a course, you may don't get critical information. So the idea is to enroll in these courses. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, good question. So the question is, in GPU computing at the moment, there is no time listed in ESIS. So Moses is the platform which schedules your rooms and also the rooms for a professor for your lectures. So if we go in GPU computing again, we have a second button right next to ESIS, and which is the Vorlesungsverzeichnis VVZ. And which one, if you click on that, you can see down here, okay, GPU computing is on Fridays 10 to 12 o'clock, or at least the professor got a lecture hall at this time. So might be a good idea to hold a lecture at this time. And you can work with things out with ESIS and Moses. And like the idea of this presentation is you need Moses and these two buttons to connect to ESIS and the Vorlesungsverzeichnis. And then you can, the more often you do it in this week, the more you get an understanding what to do. So yeah, you can do that. As the question was, can I, if multiple courses have like a registration period, can I register for multiple courses, get accepted in both, and then just attend one? And the answer is yes. And we don't have a really good system to like to solve these conflicts, which create this. Yeah, second question. Okay. Can you enroll in as many courses as you want? And what's about the exam? You can enroll as many courses as you want, and exam registration we will do next, which is a different part on Moses. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's a question we discuss after the talk. So it's like a question for the student advisory service. Any other questions? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sure. For example, 1 second. I know. Yeah, I know game computing works, game programming, I guess, is one. So the problem with that is Moses does have dead courses at the moment. They're just like in there, and they're not at the moment like, 1 second. For example, I know this module here. Game programming for 9 credit points, for example, is a module which is enlisted for years right now, and is like the last time it was held was like 4 years ago, and the professor didn't take it out of Moses, so it's there and doesn't have a like date at the Vorlesungsverzeichnis because there's nobody holding this lecture, but it's still in this MTS system. So sometimes you have to ask a person via the email address, okay, I don't find any room right now. Is this course happening this semester or not? So more stress for you this upcoming week to get these things figured out. Okay. Yeah, so you can, a sanity check is search the same course on ISIS. And if you don't find anything, there's a high probability this course doesn't happen this semester. But be a little bit careful. The ISIS search is a little bit buggy. So maybe search 2 times with a little bit different wordings. Any other questions to Isis and Moses? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, will not happen at TU Berlin. You have to figure out yourself. If you're for example, choose modules which all happen on Friday from 10 to 12, nobody is stopping you to like have 3 courses at the same time. You have to figure out it for yourself. Okay, yes? Yeah, so the question is, can either Moses or Isis generate a study plan for us? And the answer is Moses could do that maybe sometimes. So it's a little bit buggy, and I would advise against it. It's gotten better the last year, but I'm still not 100% certain it really works for you. So I'm still using my Google Calendar to do that. So, but you can try and inform me if you have better luck than I have last year. Okay. Any other questions to Isis and Moses? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I don't think I got the question. So the question is, yes. Okay, I see your problem. Okay, the difference between MTS and VVZ is the question. And yeah, yeah. Okay, search for courses, and when like you're searching for what? Yeah. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So short answer is use MTS for that. Long answer I can give you after this talk. So, but the Vorlesungsverzeichnis is not really the best name. It's the room scheduling program, which is not so important for you, more for the teaching staff. Use MTS. Yeah. 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 I'm not sure. Does CUE know this? Yeah. Also, I'm not sure, but like, I don't think it exists. So we can, yeah. Okay. So you have to backtrack, or other way around maybe, for example, I'm not sure, you can look up at the end of the module description. For example, we are in GPU computing. You can look up, okay, computer science here, in which part, which category it falls. Okay, other questions? Yes. So the question is, are there modules or are the ISIS courses still updated? Yeah, I guess the answer is yes. The ISIS courses are, also most of them are updated regularly if they are happening this semester. Yeah. So the university is enforcing right now this handle before the course. So for example, winter semester 2024-2025 is really hardly enforced by the university. So the likelihood of you choosing a wrong course is lower right now. So you need to work with this handle here. I know it sounds complicated. If you work through it in like 1 hour or 2 hours, you get used to it. So everybody got used to it. And for me, it takes like 20 minutes to find my courses and do my stuff each semester at the start. But I know it took me like 3 hours the first time. So yeah, use this week, talk to the mentor or other people on the campus, ask questions if you are unsure about something, and you will figure it out. Okay, other questions to Isis and Moses? Okay, perfect. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So yeah.
Sorry, I'm usually not staying here. I stayed here now. It was very informative actually, and what I'm getting out of this is that many of the things are not on purpose intentional to confuse you, but they are because it's a huge system, and we are transferring between systems, or at least we're trying to. And so the question for ISIS and whether it's being updated. I, for example, got an email a week ago of a student asking why the ISIS course wasn't it wasn't to be found. It's simply because I forgot to enable show. So yeah, I mean, and you could do, why is she so stupid? She's doing this every single semester. Yes, it's true. And there's also lots of other stuff. And I thought I'd already done it and I hadn't. So write an email to people. And if they don't respond to this kind of email, write another email and ask, okay? Because if it's true that I had forgotten about it, it's good that I'm going to be reminded. So see it this way, and we're always usually appreciating if you're giving us feedback about stuff. And I think the same is true. Now take it to our dean, like who still has his course there, game programming, which you have to disable finally. So yeah, apologies for this in advance. It's no bad intention. It's just, sometimes a little bit chaotic.
Okay, one last thing. I'm now going to log in on Moses, and yeah, okay, perfect. Now I'm logged in Moses, and the menu bar up here changes now and has more options, and even more option in this, I don't know, hamburger menu, in this menu right here. So, and now the MTS part also changes. And we have on the left side here, the option to like register our exam. So I can now say, okay, I want to register an examination. And it's not important this week, but Moses is the tool to do this. And if you are logged in, you will find under MTS the option to register for exams. And we will talk about later. We have one examination form, the portfolio Prüfung, which starts sometimes really early into the semester, like in 2 or 3 weeks from now. And then you need to register before that. So you now know where to register for that. But this will also be described on ISIS. So on ISIS there will be a post, you can now register for the exam via Moses MTS Modulprüfung. Okay. One last thing, just I don't want to bash the websites, but I want to point something out. So we can point it out here. Like, look at this menu bar right here. And now I'm zooming, and now the menu bar is gone and is gone for good. So maybe down here somewhere, I don't know. The important thing is the websites don't play so nicely on mobile devices and on some browsers sometimes. So if you don't find something, zooms out and in a little bit and you will find it again. Or one other thing is if you log out of Moses or Isis, Moses and Isis don't like that either so much. So you may get an error message after that, but just reload the page and you can log in again. Okay. So which should do it for the live presentation, and you have seen Moses and Isis and can use the next week to get familiar with it. Okay, so changing my presentation again. Okay. One last thing. Maybe you want to sort modules after chairs and professors. So like we have one chair which does only like cognitive neuroscience, or one chair which only does computer vision or something. And you can do this. The university has a website for it which lists all its institutions. And if you go there, is my chair now right? No? Okay. You have a list of all the professors with their chairs and what they are teaching. So for example, we had Marianne Mertens right here for computational psychology. And if I go on this website, she has down here, and each professor has the teaching paragraph, and you can look up where more specifically like all the teaching one specific chair or professor does, and which might be helpful for you if you want to find some specific things to study for. Okay, and one other thing. One second. One other website. So Moses got better over the years. Last year, it didn't have the Isis Moses interconnect. You had to do it by hand for each course every time. And at some times, the Moses search is not good enough for some computer science students. And so they built their own search website for Moses, and they're passing Moses each start of the semester. And you have like a better search menu than Moses provides. And it might be an option for you to find the courses faster or better, but no guarantees, because it's like a fun hobby project from us computer science students and not like an official website. But most of the times it helps to find some things faster. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay, TU. And we already discussed this. You only need to register for exams, but yeah, sometimes for lectures, if they have like a limit of how many participants there are, you can enroll in much Isis courses as you want. The exception for that is you have like some Isis courses, you have to reserve a spot via registrations in the Isis course, but the Isis course will have the information for that. And like next thing, you can register for exams on time, and you can deregister on exams. You don't have to write any exams this semester. So the university doesn't enforce, like I know other universities enforces you have to write 3 exams each semester or something. The university doesn't enforce anything like that. Okay. And again, if you have any questions, ask the student advisor service, or ask us at the Freitagsrunde, or ask other people at the campus. Okay. Now, some points about maybe problem points through the semester. I want to talk about exam types. Written and oral exams are, I guess, clear. And the third exam type we have at TU Berlin is the portfolio examination. And the portfolio examination consists of multiple parts. So it's a portfolio of different tile exams, partly exams. Yeah. And the problem with that is you have to register early in the semester for a portfolio examination, because you have to register before the first examination test. And the other thing is you can't deregister after you've taken the first test. So you have to finish this module, or you can fail this module, I guess, but you will fail this module if you don't extend the next tests after the first one. Yeah, homework, tests, assignments. So this portfolio part is rather loosely. So what really is examination is like not so, it's clear, but it's like there are multiple options to test you. Okay, so the university does more and more things digitally. So via websites, even there are 2 or 3 of them, but it's all taking place online. And the question is a little bit, what happens if Moses or Isis are down? So the website doesn't work and you have to register for an exam. And the answer for that is, it's called the yellow sheet. It's not a sheet, it's a PDF document, but it was a sheet like a long time ago with a yellow paper on the back on it. So the yellow sheet is your form to register into the exam via pen and paper and not via the Moses online tool. And sometimes this can be handy. Okay. Why the university usually don't want to do this is we have a flowchart. The first line is the registration via Moses, and the more complicated flow down there is what you need to do when you register via a yellow sheet. And it's not important right now, but if you have at any time to register via a yellow sheet, you can look it up on this presentation, what you have to do, or you can ask again your lecturers and the people at the ISIS course. They usually know what to do. Okay, when one short ad break for the Freitagsrunde. If you're writing exams, the Freitagsrunde has a Klausurensammlung, exam collection, and we are trying to get all exams of this university and collect them at one place and make them publicly available for all of you. And it's also, I don't know, a call for action for you to like submit your exams to us so we can like anonymize them and then publish them too, so other people can profit from it. So maybe in like 3 or 4 months, you want to check out our exam collection. I find it really helpful. Okay, when exam terms, we have 2 per semester. You can choose when you want to write your exams, usually the first 3 weeks after the lecture times, and then the last 3 weeks after the lecture free time. So right now are still exams at our university in like different buildings. Yeah, so, and another point is, yeah, you have 3 attempts at passing one exam. The last one is usually oral. And I'm not sure, but the Berliner Hochschulgesetz, so in Berlin, you have since last year a 4th attempt, which is, you have a 4th attempt with a little bit of prerequisite. You have to take a meeting with the student advisory service. If you are in the position that you have your 3rd or 4th attempt, I would highly advise to get advising from someone and really get informed what you can do. And also we have 3 attempts at your master thesis in Berlin. Okay. Question? Yeah, I think. Okay, yeah. We have one other thing at our university in the compositive elective modules and the elective modules. You can exchange modules you have taken and you failed them and you don't want to take them again. You can hand in a form before you take another module, and you can ask the university to exchange the module. So you can exchange a module. So which also, like this rule set is in the Alk-Stupo, you can look it up there. Another thing is, maybe at an examination you are sick and you need to get a doctor's note. University has a rule set for that. Your sick note need to be handed in 5 days after the exam, or until 5 days after exam. And yeah, there can also be other reasons that you can't attend to an exam, but these reasons have to be resolved personally. And if you have some of these reasons, you should again go to advising. And one last thing here at this note is, if you are missing out on some part, for example, in the portfolio examination, you are not out of the portfolio exam completely, but you have to retake this this partly examination at the next possible date. So if you are sick for one portfolio exam, you have to retake it the next possible date. Okay, after you're taking your exam, there's an inspection of your exam. You can check whether the correction was correct. You can understand and avoid some mistakes. And yeah, the tip is, but I think you already know this, always show up to inspection of your exams. 1 or 2 slides and then we are finished. Finding a thesis topic for your master thesis can be difficult, and it's advised to consider like one study area you want to focus and already have a plan what you want to write your master thesis in, or maybe work on a plan each semester a little bit, so that you at the end of your studies don't have like 10 different topics and you visit one module each, and then you don't really have a good standing before the professor and can't really present modules in the right discipline or direction. And some lectures don't like to give topics at people which didn't attend their seminar, for example, or didn't hear 3 lectures at their chair. So ask early in your studies, what do I need to do to have a master thesis at your place? And just ask many people, you will get many different answers. And over time, you will figure out what to do. Okay, 2 more slides, I think, and then I'm finished. The university has compensations for disadvantages in examinations. And if you have a feeling that some of the listed points here are like, okay, so if you have like some of the points here listed, the university has a way figured out to compensate you for that, but you should visit the advising service for that and get information about that. But just know the university can compensate for such disadvantages. So one last thing, re-registration. So each semester you have to re-register for the next semester, and you have to pay the registration fee, which is like 50 euros, and then like the money for the semester ticket, if we have one. And we have like one deadline without a penalty fee, and then another deadline with a penalty fee, which is the last day before the next semester starts. The penalty fee is like 20 euros, but each semester the university collects 20,000 euros via penalty fee, because like 1,000 people doesn't get like the date right. And maybe we can get this number down a little bit. So mark your calendar, 15th of February, re-registration, or maybe a week before that. Okay, last slide. Upcoming this week, Luis was so nice to create a Padlet. So the Padlet, we are here right now in the welcome and how to study part. The next days are the introduction into different degree programs. Today, after this presentation, is the campus tour for master students, which you can attend right before the store will start. And on Friday is Studieren ist mehr, or Souping Up the University, where the university presents all the things you can do besides studying here. So a lot of clubs and activities are presented there. And you can, if you bring a spoon and something else, a bowl, I think you can get free soup to eat there. Okay. And today is the new student day, and our presidium is presenting themselves like 2 rooms on the other side. So maybe take a look there. And with that, I'm at the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, you can, I guess, come to me after this presentation. And once again, welcome to TU Berlin. Use this week to get familiar with Isis and Moses and have a great time here. Thank you very much. Wie wollen wir das machen? Note that there are some questions in the Zoom meeting which are relevant for all the people, so we will answer them for all of them. Magda? So the question is, do we choose any course we want, or are there some compulsory modules we have to take, or all students have to take? And the answer is, it depends on your degree program. So for computer science, there are none. For others, for example, computer engineering, there are some modules you have to take. Okay, next question. Yeah, okay, good question. I guess one way is info@freitagsrunde. We will hand it to the right person for you, and if you leave your email address, we will send you the answer back. So it's like sometimes really difficult to get in touch with the right people, and the Freitagsrunde can do that for you. And after one semester, you already know where to ask and where to annoy people to fix something. But at the moment, it's a long list of people who are working on the systems. Okay, next question. Yes, yes, we are on freitagsrunde.org. We are you can find this presentation. I will fix some typos I found during the presentation, and then we will upload it maybe today or tomorrow. So, any other questions in the room? Yes, Luis. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. As we already announced, the campus tour will start at 12 o'clock, but not only that, you will get to know the campus and also, all of yourselves. But after the campus tour, we will end at Freitagsrunde directly, in this room. So, or what Paul said, we will be after the campus tour, we will be there. You get also the possibility to ask your questions if there are any, and to hang out. So I just wanted to make that point as well.
Any other questions? So if you have questions, we can also talk here at the front after this presentation. Oh, yes. Yeah. I think.
So the mentoring, unfortunately, we offering the direct mentoring program only for bachelor degree. So for you, what we offer is what I said right now. After this, introduction at 12 o'clock, we will do the campus tour, and mentors will show you the campus. You can ask any questions if you want, but we guess you don't need it anymore like the bachelor students. They just start after school, so you will get along. But if you have questions, of course, you can ask after that in our meeting. And also we have other things. That's what Marianne Mertens wanted to point out. So of course we are there for new students, also for you. And we have other activities. And so you can check out our homepage, or if you want to follow us on Instagram, we have a lot of other points. For example, for academic writing, we will have an information day, which might be interesting for you as well. If you want to prepare for your thesis in the end, right? I know you will, you are just starting, but just to know, there will be information for you as well. So you might check out the website. There's always some new activities and new events for you.
Okay, I guess third time a charm. Have a nice day. And if you have any other questions, come right in front here and we can talk face to face. So welcome at TU Berlin. Thank you very much.